Okay, for the final section of fringe, again, much like I did all the way along, I'm going to divide this in three. And using a slightly smaller brush. And the reason I used a smaller brush was it just, again, you can see I'm still looking for the root lift. I'm just leaving that little bit of curl on the ends. Okay, and there's that last section. Okay, so there's our full head of pin curls. So just to take you back through, shampooed the hair, conditioned the ends. We applied a lot of mousse. It really, I can't emphasize that enough. You really need a lot of product for this hairstyle. Then started in the nape, took about 2-inch sections, divided them in three, then started to blow dry the individual sections with a hot heat, dry it quickly, and then set it into your pin curls. Right, I've just started to take all the pins out from our pin curl set, and as you can see, they've taken very well. You can see they form the curl as we put them in. The amount of product we use, as I said before about the mousse, that's key, and it's actually held those curls in very nicely. So what I suggest when you take your pins out is you just leave the curls where they are. Don't start to drag the hair around too much until you're ready to dress it out. You can just take them delicately out. I think this looks particularly nice on blonde hair as well. It kind of really brings the shine out there. Also, actually, I forgot to mention earlier that although I did put a lot of mousse in the hair, I did put a leave-in conditioner in alongside the mousse, only a little amount as well. And that's what's giving it some of the shine too. So although I'm using quite like a mousse that's got a lot of strong holes, so to avoid the hair getting too sticky, I've just run a little bit of conditioner in there as well. So that's helped. Okay, to dress it out, what I'm going to do, which is always quite handy with pin curls too, is just to put a little bit of back combing in at the root. So I'm just going to lift those sections up very delicately, and this gives it just a little bit of body. Because with pin curling, the curls mainly on the ends, there's not as much lift at the roots, as opposed to barrel curls that tends to give it less kink on the ends and more lift on the roots. So these flatter versions tend not to, so that's why I'm tending to just put a little bit of back comb. So fine end of the comb, 3 pushes back, and you can just see it's giving you that little bit of volume there. Again, we're going back into the 3 sections which we used before. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And also what I'm going to put in is a little bit of just back over these sections before you put a hairspray, like a shine spray. And that's kind of just gives it like it's extremely light and it just glosses over each section. So again, you wouldn't really want to use anything heavy like like gloss. I mean, that's obviously like gloss in a can, but it's very, very light. So don't be using like a serum or anything, because that will just make the hair too greasy and it'll just pull it out. And again, just taking those pin curl sections, 1, 2, 3. A lot of the time when you set hair, most stylists tend to wade in and start dragging the hair around to try and pull it into position, but really every time you drag it around, you're actually dragging the curl out. So with the back combing, it's really handy, because the idea of that really is it just gives you, you're putting a bit of direction on the hair. You're actually dressing it into the shape that you originally designed without just pulling your fingers through the hair the whole time. And by the time you've actually put it into the position you want, you've kind of dragged a lot of the curl out. Okay, at this point you really want to get your client just to tip the head back just a little bit, and then you can just, I'm going to just tip your head back a tiny bit more from here, that's lovely. And then with some hairspray, you can just give it some hold then. The nice thing again, because you put the gloss spray on already, you can apply the hairspray onto the hair and it won't make the hair too sticky. Okay, and there we have it, the dressed out style. So again, we put the back work through, put the back combing in, start at the bottom sections, then put the gloss spray on to give it some shine, and then we put the hairspray on to finish.